Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ahmad Fadlan bin Hafizi, and I'll be explaining and exposing a little bit about what is actually Formula One, or as known as F1. So, Formula One is actually the highest class of international single-seater auto racing, sectioned by the Federation International Automobile, which is FIA, and owned by the Liberty Media. So, there are three classes of Formula car. The first one is Formula 3, the second one is Formula 2, and the last one is Formula 1. So, how to get to Formula 1? So, you have to ascending these steps first. So, you have to participate in Formula 3, and you have to win for the Drivers' Championship title, and then you'll get promoted to F2, and then for entering F1, which is the hardest thing to do, is you have to win the drivers championship title for F2, and then you also will get promoted for F1, and you'll be participating against 20 professional drivers for the drivers championship title for Formula 1. And the word formula in the name refers to a set of rules which all participant cars must conform. A Formula One season consists of a series of races known as Grand Prix, which is a French word that means grand prizes or great prizes, which take place worldwide on purpose-built circuits and on closed public roads. And the example for closed public roads that are being used for Formula One racing is at Singapore, the Marina Bay Sands. They close the Marina Bay Sands public roads and use it for Formula One circuit. And the race at Singapore is being held at night. And the race of each result are evaluated using a point system to determine two annual World Championship, one for the driver and the other for the constructor. So this basically means the driver is only not racing for their themselves only, but they are also racing for the team too. If the first place will get 25 points, and the 25 point is going to be added to their own personal point, and also to their team point. So they are racing for two teams, one for himself and the other for the constructor, the teams that they represented. So Formula One car is the fastest regulated road course racing cars in the world, owing to very high cornering speed achieved through the generation of large amount of aerodynamic downforce. The top speed of this F1 car is approximately up to 350 km per hour. So this is basically what an older F1 car looks like. This is the example of some of the example of F1 car, as you can see here. Okay, so the next one is so there are 20 drivers for Formula 1, and there are 10 teams that are competing against each other for the constructors championship title. And there are only 4 engine suppliers, which are Ferrari, Honda, Mercedes, and Renault. And the tire supplier for the Formula One is Pirelli. And as I just said earlier, there are 10 teams that are competing for the constructors championship title. So I'll be explaining what are the 10 teams, and I'll be explaining them according to their seeding rank at the latest constructors championship title. Okay, the first one, as we all know, is Mercedes. They have a staggering 404 points, and they are being represented by Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Fun fact, Lewis Hamilton just won his latest Turkey race, and he's also has been announced as the seventh time World Championship title. So the second team is Red Bull Racing, represented by Max Verstappen and Alexander Albon. Alexander Albon is born in Thailand. The third team is Racing Point, represented by Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll. The fourth team is McLaren, being represented by Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. Fifth, we got Renault, Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon. The sixth team is, unfortunately, Ferrari. Ferrari is one of the competitors that are good last year, but this year is not being this is not a good year for Ferrari, and they're being sixth place with 130 points, with Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. And the seventh team is AlphaTauri, represented by Pierre Gasly and Daniel Kvyat. And the eighth team is Alfa Romeo Racing, represented by Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi. Fun fact: Kimi Raikkonen is actually hold the highest number participate from a racer in Formula One race car. So the ninth team is Haas F1 team, represented by Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. The last team is Williams, being represented by Nicholas Latifi and Josh Russell. I think that's all from me. Thank you.